Hello, I am retired Professor Vishala Patnam. To know about human beings, wholesome development is very interesting. It is influenced by heredity and environment. Heredity of a person, the child can be controlled to certain extent at the time of mate selection because both father and mother contribute 50% each to the heredity endowment of the newborn. That is why one has to be very careful while choosing the life partner. Next is environment. For me, environment is of three types. These three types influence human beings' development. One is internal, second is social, third is physical. Internal environment means mind. Our mind has the important characteristics of fire, water, and air. So, if we understand our mind, it is easy to influence it properly. Second is social environment. The people in the family, people outside the family, neighborhood, and what type of teachers, friends, classmates, peer group the child faces in preschool, elementary school, high school, all these people make a big difference in deciding and influencing the child's development. Physical environment includes the building, the space available to the child for doing the routine activities, the furniture setup, the materials, equipment, facilities, climatic conditions, the nature around, all these come under physical setup or environment of the individual. In the first 15 years, if one takes care of very well of the child's total development, definitely the child can become an extraordinary human being and can contribute to this lovely country. And what are the various stages are there in the first 15 years? One is a pregnancy stage where the human being is developed, starts functioning in the uterus. Second, so pregnancy care is very, very important. Second is the first 2 years of child's life. Very important because they lay the second foundation of the human development. First foundation is pregnancy, then the second foundation comes in the infancy. Later preschool years, 2 to 6 years, if anything goes wrong also, we have these opportunities. First opportunity is take care of the human being very well in the unborn stage, in infancy stage, preschool stage. If anything goes wrong, that can be little bit with a lot of care can be corrected in the next stage, that is 6 to 15 years. After 15 years, it is hard to correct any component of child's development because it takes a lot of efforts and the results may not be that satisfactory. The human development has 8 important components. One is physical. It includes mainly the body weight, height, head circumference, body proportions, facial features, hormonal secretions, etc. In the motor development, movements of the body, capacities, abilities, and skills of legs and hands in particular, all these come under motor development of the child. Intellectual development includes the common sense of the five sensory organs: ears, eyes, nose, tongue, and skin. How much they are integrated, that much common sense is developed. Common sense is directly proportional to the IQ of the child. In the intellectual capacities, how do they perceive? How do they understand? How do we associate, analyze, think, question, answer? How much creativity we use? All these are the intellectual development components. Next is speech development. Speech includes pronunciation, voice modulation, voice control, voice quality, fluency, speed of talking. All these come under speech development. Language development. What kind of language we use, type of languages we use, quality of the language we use, and the vocabulary building, sentence construction of the child, the grammar the child uses properly or not, the semantics, using the right words in right way, in right situation. All these come under language development. Language and speech are very, very important. One has to literally train them to have proper speech and language skills. Next is social development. How do we understand ourselves and the people around us? How do we get along with others? Our mannerisms, our behavior, and the ability to resist, the ability to imitate, or the networking capacity, our friend circle, our supporting system, how do we cooperate, how do we coordinate, all these abilities, things come under social domain. Emotional development. The child has to understand we have positive emotions, negative emotions, how to express them, how to differentiate what is positive emotion and what is negative emotion, how to control them, how to express them as per the age, and how to maintain them, managing them. So emotional maturity is also a very, very important component of wholesome development. Morality, understanding why certain things are wrong, why certain acts are right. So the child should be able to differentiate between right doings and wrong doings, should have the power to resist doing the wrong things in life, and must have the courage to do the right things often, and should be able to continue it in life. All the 8 components of child's development are very important. They all are interdependent, interconnected, and every day, every moment, all these components will be developing, but at different speed based on the activity being done by the child. At least once in a year, one has to scientifically assess this child's wholesome development by taking the help of child development experts or other experts related to the field. If that is not possible, at least take the help of family members, particularly the parents, teachers, classmates, and best friends from preschool age, and take their feedback on a 5-point scale. One side, all the 8 components one has to write, and the other side 5 points scale you have to draw, just 5 columns: poor, fair, good, very good, and excellent. If 3 of them, or if you take the classmates also, parents, teachers, best friends, and classmates, all these people's ratings, take the average of it, at least you would know that in which component of development the child is not doing well. If you understand that, then immediately take necessary action. Again, by taking the experts' help or doctors, this has to be done immediately. It cannot be postponed, because a stitch in time saves 9. The precious years of the child cannot come back. So, while upbringing children, one has to apply right knowledge in a right way, in a right manner, to make them to become empowered, healthy, and very useful individuals of tomorrow.